North Korea fired ballistic missiles into the Sea of Japan yesterday morning. Also, more news unravels about the mysterious death of Kim Jong Nam.
We'll also sit down with Dean of Urban Affairs, Robert Ulmer, to discuss the Public Policy Institute. We have all this and more. You're watching Studio G.
Good afternoon, Rebels, and welcome back to Studio G. I'm Kayleen Talents.
And I'm Alyssa Truesdell.
Physical therapy at UNLV is one of the many hidden programs that can be found right here on campus. Studio G reporter Jessica Vargas has more.
The physical therapy program at UNLV is conducting an experiment that is seeking to find alternative methods of treatment for lower back pain.
We're conducting some research here at UNLV Physical Therapy on dry needling, and dry needling is a relatively new intervention that physical therapists can perform throughout the United States.
The insertion of monofilament needles to relax the muscles is only one of the many techniques they conduct in the physical therapy program. Other practices include how to properly measure the thickness of the muscle.
We have a subject. We teach them how to do the abdominal drawing in maneuver, how to contract the muscles the right way. They practice that several times. And then we measure them with a real-time ultrasound unit and actually look at that particular muscle, take pictures of the muscle so we can measure the thickness when they're completely at rest and with a strong contraction of that muscle.
The students in the physical therapy program conduct these studies once or twice a week, and it can last up to 6 hours.
For our research, I think, it can be really groundbreaking. I mean, so many people have back pain. I believe it's about 80% of the population at some point in their life have chronic back pain. So if we're able to figure out another treatment, another tool that we're able to use and help those people recover from this pain, chronic or acute, I mean, it's a great option for us to be able to help people.
Physical therapists can do a lot of things: mobilizations, stability, and manipulations to relieve lower back pain.
You have 3 years total for the doctorate program. First 2 years are didactic coursework, and then the final year is all clinical experience.
The physical therapists are able to devote their full attention to one patient at a time.
I think I love it because we're able to spend one-on-one time with our patients. We're able to go out in the clinic and build relationships with people and actually listen to them and build a comprehensive guide and what we want to do to get them better. So.
The physical therapy program provides the required educational preparation for a professional career as a physical therapist. There are many options for physical therapy. A few of them are neuro, pediatrics, geriatrics, and orthopedics. For more information, visit www.unlv.edu/pt.
Choosing which club to join on campus can be difficult with the numerous clubs UNLV has to offer. However, one club in particular focuses on leadership, communication, and giving back to the community. Joselle De Los Reyes has a story.
I'm at a Circle K club meeting where they're discussing future volunteer events to work on together. I spoke with their club president to find out more what they're about. Circle K International, a student-led community service-based club, has several chapters all over the world, with UNLV being one of them. James Shong, president of the Circle K Club, explains more.
Circle K is the largest community service-based organization in the world. We have clubs within multiple different countries, including the United States, Japan, a lot of countries in South America. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, we do community service around the community. My personal goal was to make everyone feel welcome. Everyone made me feel comfortable, made me feel like it was a second family, and I just feel like I wanted to help.
With so many volunteer events they participate in around the city, countless hours has been dedicated to different organizations, all benefiting a good cause.
My favorite one is Habitat for Humanity, where we get to help build a house, which you get to see the actual impact that you leave on a house, and I think that's really, really awesome. So another one is Salvation Army Community Meal, where we go to the Salvation Army in downtown, and we help serve meals to the homeless. And I think everyone there is so humble, they're so polite. It's our home, it only makes sense that you want to take care of the community around you. It's better to spread good vibes and work together, and we make the community a better place. and I feel like that we have that strong bond for each other.
Circle K International meets every Wednesday night in the Student Union Room 208. For Studio G, I'm Giselle De Los Reyes.
We hope the club continues to succeed in dedicating their time to the community. Remember to check out the UNLV website to see how you can get involved.
After the break, we'll take a look at our world news. Stay tuned, you're watching Studio G. Welcome back to Studio G. Now let's take a look at what's going on around the world. Jamie, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Kayleen and Alyssa. I'm Jamie Poole, and I have your world news for today. North Korea fired 4 ballistic missiles yesterday morning. Military officials in South Korea, Japan, and the U.S. have confirmed the 4 launches traveled almost 1,000 kilometers toward the Sea of Japan. The missiles were considered to be immediate-range missiles. 3 of them landed inside Japan's economic zone, putting them within 200 nautical miles of Japanese coastlines, with a launch from 1 month ago and another scheduled in less than 30 days. The North Korean weapons program is developing faster than ever. Director of the East Asia Non-Proliferation Program, Jeffrey Lewis, stated that this is the type of behavior that, quote, you see from a state that is planning to deploy nuclear weapons. The investigation of North Korea's Kim Jong Nam continues. Malaysia has ruled out the involvement of North Korean ambassador Kang Cole. Cole is under suspicion by police following comments he made about Kim's death last month. He accused Malaysian officials of, quote, conspiring with hostile forces. The Malaysian Ministry of Foreign Affairs is demanding an apology from the diplomat. 2 women have been charged with Kim's murder. Siti Asaria and Doan Thi Huan both pled not guilty. Each claimed that they were participating in a TV prank show. This information has been backed by some authorities from their home countries. If the women are found guilty, they could face possibilities of the death penalty. And lastly, the Malaysian police have issued a warrant for the arrest of 2 more men, North Korean airline employee Kim Uk-il and Second Secretary of the North Korean Embassy, Kwang Song, are being connected to the investigation. 19 fetuses were found buried near a clinic in India on Sunday. Police were originally investigating a woman's death in Sangli when they came across the bodies. The nearby clinic was discovered to be unlicensed, and the doctor who ran it has fled. Authorities have received tips that the doctor terminated pregnancies and buried the fetuses in the area. Another tip suggested that the doctor was a homeopath who did not have a surgical license. Abortion is legal in India. However, sex-selective terminations are not. Considering these laws, the investigation may reveal a network of practices that are also allowing abortions. Russian lawmakers are urging the country's government to ban Disney's Beauty and the Beast. The new live-action feature is being labeled as a blatant, shameless propaganda of sin and perverted sexual relationships. A letter to the Culture Minister Vladimir Medinsky states that the movie should not be shown in Russia if the ministry finds any elements of propaganda of homosexuality. In 2013, Russian legislation passed a rule prohibiting the spreading of gay propaganda among minors. The law describes homosexuality as any non-traditional sexual relations. The ministry has yet to find a ruling on the film. For now, it is scheduled to open in Russia on March 16th. That's it for your world news. Now let's take a look at the weather.
Good afternoon, Las Vegas. I'm Jessica Vargas, and this is your weather segment. Now let's take a look here. We're at 55 degrees, 65 being our high, low 47, mostly sunny. It's a very good day outside compared to a couple of days ago where we were getting a 24 miles an hour wind, so we're looking pretty good as for today. And now for the picture of the day, this is a picture from Kansas City, Missouri here. It looks like They hit a tornado last night, so there has been about 40 houses that have been destroyed and 10 to 15 people who have been injured. Thankfully, no one passed away in this tragic event. We'll keep you updated next week to see how that is going. As for the week's forecast here, we're at 70 degrees for Tuesday. 70, it looks like we're gradually just going up in temperature. 74 degrees, 80, 81. Saturday going to 80 degrees, which is looking like it's a beautiful day, beautiful week, beautiful weekend. As you can see, I know I say that a lot, but hey, you have to take advantage of these outdoors right now that we're having this weather in February. So make sure to go out and enjoy the weekend. I know I will. Play a little bit of beach volleyball, get some sun. So as for the Valley here, we have 52 degrees, 56 for Summerlin, Southern Highlands 66, Green Valley 67. We're pretty much in the same temperatures. 58 North Las Vegas, Nellis 58, Boulder City 64. So we're doing pretty good around the valley here. Now as for our weather for here at UNLV, we have 57 degrees. We have visibility at 10 miles. Wind speed is 3 miles per hour. Again, it's great. You will barely feel a little nice breeze. Humidity is at 11%. So for any of students or professors that are walking to their next class, it's a beautiful day. You won't even need a jacket. For tonight here, we're at UNLV, 47 degrees. Humidity is only 28%. It's mostly clear, but make sure, since we are going down in temperatures, make sure to have your sweater on for tonight. As for our national forecast here, it's looking pretty good. We have 59 here at San Francisco, 75 Los Angeles. It looks like the lowest would be over here Seattle at 42. So it's looking pretty good on our national forecast here. Thank you for tuning in. And now back to the studio.
After the break, we'll sit down with Dean Ulmer to discuss the new Public Policy Institute for the college, so stay tuned.
This is a nutrition center. Anyone from the Las Vegas community is welcome. We can get more people into the nutrition center, get them more educated, then they can learn what ways to prevent chronic diseases and to become healthier individuals. All classes are held in BHS building, Bigelow Health Sciences, room 212, and the times vary, but you could always check them at the UNLV calendar or UNLV Today, and all the classes, times, and descriptions are available there.
At first it looks overwhelming, and at first it looks like it's a lot of work, but I'll tell you what, it's the most beneficial class I've had at UNLV to date, without a doubt. You get to not only develop stories and work on your interviewing skills, your editing skills, and your shooting skills from a camera perspective, you get to work on all the equipment that's in the studio. So you're working on audio, you're working on directing, tech directing, you get to produce your own show. You can take a 30-minute newscast and make it your own, and that's really cool about Studio G. Like I said, a lot of it seems overwhelming at first, but it is by far the best class I've taken at UNLV since I've been here.
Welcome back. UNLV is home to a new Public Policy Institute. Last week, Studio G reporter James Schaefer was at the Board of Regents, and he had a chance to find out what this means for our college. Let's take a look.
It is in this very building that the Board of Regents is voting on a new public policy institute designed by former Speaker of the House John Boehner and former Senator of Nevada Harry Reid to the tune of $950,000. The Regents met at the North Las Vegas Cheyenne CSN campus, and within the confines of the rooms, the Regents discussed education policy and the future of the Comprehensive Plan for Nevada. But it was down the hall that the Academic Research and Student Affairs Committee decided on the new Public Policy Institute. The chair of the committee at the time, Regent Lieberman, discussed the new institute with Studio G.
The institute is really not defined yet. It is a work in progress, but it is significant that it is a four-way partnership, if not more, between UNLV, MGM, and two outstanding political and legislative former leaders.
The plan, as outlined by the press release given, was that the two politicians will work with the funding from MGM Resorts for the first 2 to 3 years with $950,000 in funds. Regent Carol Del Carlo touched on her opinion of the bipartisan effort for UNLV.
I think it's going to be special because I didn't see those two as being very congenial in their roles in Congress. I was not aware that they had such a close personal friendship. That's come out in the press release and the meeting material that we had, and I'm going to follow this closely. I can assure you that we learn how to get along again.
As the meetings wrapped up, Regent Carlo ended on the hopefulness of the Institute for Students.
That's what school's all about, is academics. So this is really the meat and potatoes, I think, of why we're here as a Board of Regents.
James Schaefer, Studio G.
Dr. Robert Omer is the Dean of the Greenspun College and oversees the journalism program. The always astute Lee Guilford also got a chance to catch up with him.
I'm Lee Guilford. Today I had an opportunity to catch up with Dr. Robert Ulmer, the Dean of the Greenspun College of Urban Affairs, as he sat down with Dr. Gary Larson, the host of Our Metropolis, a KUNV radio show. They spoke about the upcoming public policy project, as well as various other endeavors that the Greenspun College of Urban Affairs is involved with.
Traditionally, policy institutes have a particular perspective on an issue, right, and are usually funded by, an educational institution. This one's really unique from the college's perspective because it's bipartisan. You have two of the most popular public figures in Speaker Boehner and Senator Reed.
Dean Ulmer took the time to share with us some of the things he's most proud of.
We are revising the entire curriculum in the college to meet top-tier expectations. We've got brand new community outreach and engagement opportunities for our students and faculty and staff. And we're really developing innovative and exciting research programs across the college to take multidisciplinary approaches to solving the community's most vexing problems. Then we're developing these institutes, these centers, these opportunities for collaboration around the college as well.
We have a virtual plethora of things going on in the Greenspun College of Urban Affairs, thanks in large part to the zeal and energy of Dr. Robert Omer. For that I thank him. For Studio G, I'm Lee Guilford.
Even though he's an extremely busy man, Dr. Omer found time to swing by the studio and say hello to us. Hello, thank you so much for being here, Dr. Omer.
Happy to be here, Nikki.
Great, and I just wanted to start off by getting a little bit of background. We're going to be home to this new Public Policy Institute. How long has this plan been in the works?
So it's been fairly recent, and sometimes really exciting things like this happen very quickly, and this is one of those instances where it's only been about a month or so in which we've had some of these conversations, but good ideas come to fruition very quickly, and this is one of those.
Awesome. Well, it seems like that's something that people are taking with a lot of happiness, and they're really excited for it. You actually were saying that it's not something that's just important for UNLV, but also for the nation. Can you elaborate on what you meant by that?
Well, I think people from across the country have reached out to me. They see the importance of this. And I think if you look at the country right now, we're divided in a lot of areas when it comes to public policy. So having co-chairs who are bipartisan, having a public-private partnership, work together to develop really practical solutions. I know you've heard a little bit about think tank and things like this. This is going to be much more, Nikki, in terms of action and producing solutions.
Okay, and is there a focus that they're trying to do right now on what kinds of, what they want to accomplish with this Public Policy Institute, especially in the first few years?
Right, so we'll work with the co-chairs, and we're going to develop an advisory board that goes across the nation, and we're going to look at what are the most interesting, the most problematic public policy issues, and we're going to go after those right away.
Great, and former Senator Harry Reid and also former Speaker of the House John Boehner, they haven't had such a close relationship in the past. Did you know that they had this private friendship?
Yeah, so I'm not sure much about the friendship. I just like that people from both sides of the aisle are willing to work together. From my vantage point, it doesn't even matter too much if they like each other. I know they respect one another. But what we want is people reaching across the aisle and modeling the kinds of bipartisanship that the Speaker and the Senator are modeling. And I think that's where we're going to get the best solutions moving forward.
And also, I do know that MGM is playing a huge role in this. They're going to be funding the first 3 years with $950,000. But what happens after that? What happens after the 3 years?
Well, it's like any partnership, right? We're going to move together, we're going to work together, we're going to develop solutions together. MGM is a very forward-thinking, thoughtful, community-engaged organization, and so we look forward to working with them over the long term. But right now we're focused on the present. We've got solutions to develop, and we're going to be working with them, the co-chairs, and our stakeholders across the community to develop those solutions.
And it's going to be in the Greenspun College of Urban Affairs. Where exactly will it be? Do you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of times we think about where is it going to be housed, what's the structure. The home is really the college, and I think people in the public school of public policy and leadership will certainly be engaged, but I think people from across the college in journalism, communication studies, marriage and family therapy, criminal justice, social work, public policy, social policy is really what the school does exceptionally well. And so faculty, students, staff from across the college will be engaged in these issues.
And when is this supposed to take off?
Right, so it was just voted on last week. We're starting right away, and we'll have progress very, very soon.
Great, and is there anything else that you are working on for the future of Greenspun College that we should know about, or anything exciting coming up?
Nikki, you're a fantastic journalist here. You know exactly what to ask. We really have some outstanding and very exciting initiatives that are very close to being announced. I promise, Nikki, I will come right back here and announce them here.
Great, and what else do you think is going to be taught in this Public Policy Institute as far as the curriculum and how the lessons will be? What will they teach the students?
Right, so I think it's going to be an opportunity to first identify what are the key issues, right? And once we start developing research projects around those key issues, we'll also be able to develop curriculum. Students can be involved in both the research and the curriculum. So it's going to be really what our thought leaders and the co-chairs, MGM, and our faculty determine is our initial direction. And then from there, we'll be able to develop opportunities for curriculum development and experiential learning moving forward.
Did we get this idea from anyone else, or is this something very unique to Nevada?
Yeah, it's not only unique to Nevada, it's unique in higher education. And in the Greenspun College Urban Affairs, we're really trying to develop our own spin on things, our own way of doing things. So the kinds of things you'll hear from me in the future are one of a kind, very innovative, very exciting, and very unique both at the university and in the country.
And lastly, if you could just explain, what are your personal feelings? What do you feel personally about this happening, especially, right now?
Yeah, I'm a huge optimist, so I love looking for solutions, looking for opportunities to improve things and to engage as wide variety of people as possible. I'm excited for our students, I'm excited for the staff, I'm excited for the faculty. This is a really great opportunity for the college, and I think we're going to make our mark in the country by developing really unique, innovative solutions to problems that we've struggled with and are currently struggling with.
Thank you so much for that. But well, that's all the time that we have. I really apologize, but thank you, Dean Ulmer, for taking the time to be with us today. We will be right back after these short messages.
You don't get to do an internship, you have to do an internship. It's one of the requirements for a journalism major. You have to do an internship before you can graduate.
Definitely having an internship as a requirement really helps push yourself out there and to just remind you that your graduation is coming up soon. You're going to have to need some work experience in your career. So it's really good to put yourself out there early on, and they tend to help students a lot more. So when you do a student internship, it really helps out a lot.
And we're back, Rebels. Thanks for sticking with us.
The NHL Trade Deadline has come and gone, but which teams made the most of the deadline? Here's Albania Guido to break the ice.
Deadline passed on March 1st. Here's your roundup of the biggest last-minute trades completed on deadline day. The Colorado Avalanche topped the list with most last-minute trades, with 4 between the Arizona Coyotes, Washington Capitals, Los Angeles Kings, and Montreal Canadiens. Following the Avalanche are the New Jersey Devils and Tampa Bay Lightning with 3 trades each. The Lightning acquired defenseman Mark Streit from the Philadelphia Flyers for forward Valtteri Filppula, a 4th-round pick and a conditional 7th-round pick in the 2017 draft. They then traded Mark Streit to the Pittsburgh Penguins for a 4th-round pick in the 2018 draft. The Devils traded with the Nashville Predators, Florida Panthers, and Columbus Blue Jackets. The Toronto Maple Leafs completed the biggest single last-minute trade with the Pittsburgh Penguins, trading defenseman Frank Corrado for forward Eric Fehr, defenseman Steve Alexi, and a 4th-round pick in the 2017 draft. And finally, the Las Vegas Golden Knights officially joined the NHL as its 31st team. Majority owner Bill Foley signed and submitted the numerous documents and third and final payment for the team on Wednesday. General Manager George McPhee said he talked to several teams but did not make any deals. For Studio G, I'm Albania Guido.
While the Golden Knights did not make any trades prior to the deadline, they did acquire their first player in franchise history on Monday morning. Calgary native Farid Duke was signed to a three-year entry-level contract.
Students were welcomed down to the dark side of campus yesterday for free photos and free professional headshots. James Schaefer went down there to see if students were getting the picture.
It all happened in a flash. At the end of one hall in the Hand Building, photographers in training took the time to give students a shot at a photo worth showing off. A student photographer, Holden Hasty, opened up about the photo shoot experience so far and what she has learned from taking photos of strangers looking for a good picture.
So far it's been fun, met a couple of people. It's good to kind of get like the feel and the flow of like what I'm supposed to be doing in the real world too, so it's less awkward when you get out there.
More than that, Holden spoke on what the real lesson taking courses in photography has taught her for a future career.
It's like capturing that instant, basically, and that's changed my mind on photography because I always kind of thought like anybody could do that, but when you start doing it, you realize there's so much more to it than just taking the image.
One volunteer, Katrina Brown, took the time to explain the values the event grants students.
This is a great opportunity, one, to help students learn and get practice, and help with the community, and I don't know, it's just fun. I just thought it'd be really nice.
Katrina, who is also fresh from surgery, highlighted the joy it brought her day to see her face smile again.
I've been kind of stuck in the house because of my surgery, so this was a good way to get out, so I was happy and get an updated look.
James Schaefer.
You'd rather be crazy not to come and get nice pictures.
Studio G.
Free headshots are being offered down at the Building of Ham Fine Arts today as well. The photos for today will be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. for all willing students.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Studio G. Make sure to follow us on social media. I'm Kayleen Talents.
And I'm Alyssa Truesdale. We'll be back again tomorrow.